Continuing debate, the honourable member for Davenport.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to wish you and all colleagues in the House a very happy New Year. I know it's the end of January, but it's my first chance to stand in this House virtually to speak and to send those wishes your way. I'm very grateful for the opportunity to speak on this Take Note debate on Ukraine and the buildup of Russian troops along the Ukrainian border. It's important for us to have this conversation and dialogue. Mr. Speaker, we live in troubling and unpredictable times. In addition to the global pandemic that the world is grappling with, what is happening at the Ukrainian border with the accumulation and the buildup of over 100,000 troops by Russia is troubling, to say in the least. As a Ukrainian Canadian, I've been following this development since its start last fall. My father's family is Ukrainian. They were and are very proud of their culture and heritage. They came to Canada as a broken family after World War II, reluctantly leaving their homeland and having no choice. They lost everything in the war. And with the then USSR taking over Ukraine, there was no hope for a future. They were devastated. From a displaced persons camp and on one of the last boats to leave for North America, they came to Canada seeking peace and safety. The scars from the war and from that time remain with my family, and we are still healing from them. Which is why I am so very proud of our federal government for its leadership and for stepping up to help Ukraine counter unprovoked Russian aggression. I support Canada's strong push for peace and for a diplomatic resolution while supporting Ukraine economically and helping Ukraine to defend itself. For me, the right choice is to push hard and to explore any and every opportunity for a diplomatic resolution. Providing arms should be our last option, not our first one. I stand with Canada and with our government to defend the sovereignty, territoriality, and independence of Ukraine. I fully support Canada's push for peace and for a diplomatic resolution while preparing, if we have to quickly step up our contributions should Russia choose armed conflict and to invade Ukrainian territory. As well as I'm currently serving as the Vice President of the NATO Parliamentary Association, I'm also very proud of NATO's leadership under the direction of Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg. NATO has been very clear that they are encouraging and are prepared to engage in political dialogue with Russia, while also being ready to respond if Russia chooses an armed conflict. Now let's look at how Canada is stepping up to support Ukraine, and there's many ways. When our Minister of Foreign Affairs went to Ukraine over a week ago, Ukrainian President Zelensky's number one ask was for economic loans to help stabilize Ukraine's economy. Within 3 days, our government stepped up with a $120 million loan. The second thing Ukrainian President Zelensky asked for was to help defend Ukraine, and so we urgently announced an expansion of the existing much valued Operation Unifier at the cost of $340 million. This extension and expansion of Canada's military presence in support of Ukraine will ensure that members of the Canadian Armed Forces will continue to provide enhanced military training and mentorship to Ukraine's security forces through to the end of March 2025. Additionally, Canada is providing non-lethal aid and working with the Canadian security establishment to enhance cyber operations. This increased support will help Ukraine strengthen its security and ability to defend itself against a range of threats. And on top of that, we're also providing $50 million of development and humanitarian aid to Ukraine. So, Mr. Speaker, in less than 1 week, over $500 million in support for Ukraine. Our Minister of Foreign Affairs, who's been in constant contact with our many NATO allies, have indicated that we are ready to step up even more, together with our allies, with stronger economic sanctions against Russia should there be military incursion into Ukraine. Any action by Russia in this direction will have serious consequences. Our Minister of National Defense have said the same thing. I want to say to both ministers how grateful I am for their extraordinary leadership during these unpredictable and troubling times. In closing, Mr. Speaker, While we live in troubling and unpredictable times, I have confidence that working together with NATO and our other allies and in keeping the channels of communication open with Russia, I truly do believe that it is not too late to find a diplomatic and peaceful way out of the current situation. Slava Ukraini. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.